The word smartphone brings to mind some other words, one of which is expensive. But the two phones we're looking at today are an attempt to disconnect those two concepts. Both are full-on smartphones which use the Android operating system, but both cost less than £100. Now that's a couple of £100 less than you might expect to pay for a standard smartphone, and you certainly don't get as much as you would from one of those. For a start, the screen is smaller. The LG GT540 screen is around 6cm by 4cm, and the Vodafone Smart's is a touch shorter, though it's the same width. And that's a couple of centimetres shorter than a standard phone. What that means in practice is that the Android display is squeezed a little to fit in. Most things worked fine, but typing out a text message, for instance, was much harder than on a bigger phone, simply because it's harder to hit the right keys. The LG device has a switchable keyboard. You can change the on-screen display between a very small QWERTY one and a larger but phone-style keypad with which you have to use predictive text to enter messages, and in both of them you can turn them on their side to get a fuller keyboard. Both are also slower than other smartphones we've reviewed. They both have slower processors than top-end models, and that means they're slower to respond to button presses and to bring up apps. The GT540 is actually a few months old and it uses an older version of Android 1.6, while the Smart, which is made by Chinese manufacturer Huawei, uses Android 2.2. However, despite the flaws, both were quite decent phones, especially at the price.